Good morning. How are you all doing today? Hopefully you are doing well. I am doing the all right. Mostly. The work in the kitchen is basically done, which is great. Gonna take a little bit before the sleep schedule is fully back on track. Some things still need purchased. But yeah, hello Spleen, welcome in. Can you do me a real quick favor? If you can hop over to the YouTube and just type something over there real quick so I can make sure that is also working. I say that only because I get worried every single time with how the chat is for like the restream stuff when it comes to like OBS, because sometimes the chat doesn't like to work when I first launch OBS, and it did that again today, and I just... Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, your message shows up as blank, so I'm assuming you typed in a bunch of spaces. But, yeah. Oh, nope, now it shows an emote. That took a little bit. But yeah. Anyway. I just have to restart OBS whenever that happens. But yeah, we're gonna be doing more, card shop stuff. Because we can, and everything, and yay for at least the chat thingy working still. I also need to eventually figure out how to make a room in the oh god, what am I thinking of? In the or make a video page or whatever for the live stream, so that way I can actually schedule them onto YouTube. And because I just need to figure out how to stream to that from OBS afterwards, because that's the only thing that I don't actually know how to do, especially when it's through Restream. I don't know how to do that at all. So one of these days we'll figure that out. For now though, I'm going to work on getting the rest of the tier 3 plushies or whatever. Very nice, Spleen. I've been doing the new event for the Hollow Zero stuff, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not impressed by it. It's something that like I can do like 3 stages at a time, and then I just stop because it's just so hard to keep pushing down. Like, I kind of figured out a relative, like, min-max strategy. And I don't know. It's just, it's not, is definitely not something that, like, I kind of care about, in a lot of ways. I hate to say it, but it's, I think it would be better if things carried over. Like, the resetting back to square one kind of thing every single time just sucks. It would have been kind of cool if instead of it being based off of resetting every single stage that you go in, it was based off of the idea of sort of infinite advancement kind of stuff. But yeah, what can you do? I'm not the developer. I don't get to make the choice. Also, so friggin' close there. You got 24 more to go, and then you get your free choice. So, very nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop on over to the game here. I technically have enough that I could get one of the licenses for another figure / plushie, because again, I want to call them plushies. Yeah, personally, I would go for Rina just to have, you know, waifu, so to speak, versus, you know, husbando. But yeah, but yeah, I'm making a lot of progress with our cards here. Whoops, wrong button. This one. So we're actually down to only 3 pages now. But these are the pages that it takes friggin' forever to get through. So yeah, we are still somewhat desperately trying to just sell off all the last of these cards that we have That said, you know, I'm down to only like 8,000 in value here. Granted, like a lot of that value I think is like tied up in these. Oh, we actually have somewhere we could make bulk here. Ooh, do we? I don't think so. I think we make way more money off of the... Wow, that one's actually worth a lot of money. Maybe we should sell that one. See if that's still worth over $2 tomorrow. But yeah, I don't think we make bulk, because like right now, if we make bulk, it uses 100 cards. And 100 cards of this is $49. So I don't think it is worth it for me to be doing that. Oh, we got a sneaky person in the back. Oops. Have I said how you can get like infinite spray? Yet, like I figured out something that you can technically do for getting oops, wrong one, this one. For infinite spray. Should you do it? No, it's not worth the effort. But when you do a spray, and then you save and basically go back to menu, a lot of things actually reset. So one of those is the spray inside of the bottle. What was I going for again? I don't even remember. Oh, right. Board game number 2. Do they go for that? No. Yeah, it is 100% not worth the effort. Because the amount of money you technically save is negligible. Yeah, no, for sure, like, even when you get it, save it. Also, I decided to do the pulls on the current, just because, like, I am getting enough random stuff that why not. But also because she does look very cool and does play in a very cool way, I think. Probably not going to actually level her because I don't think I have a team that really wants her on it right now. Like, I don't know. Oh, he went for the exact same thing, of course. I think she is very, very good, but I'm not working on a team that actually cares about, I guess, shock. Especially not with, like, I guess her stance swapping, where she seems to be a character that the swapping of the stances kind of makes it to where she has a stance where she is loading the enemy. Whoops, wrong purple. I just realized. I think I was going for this one. But like, she doesn't build up a lot of shock, and then her other stance does build up a lot of shock. That's what it seems like. I don't know, though. Like, it's mostly because, like, I don't have her yet, so I can't, like, read her stuff and kind of figure it out. But that's kind of just how it feels based off of this description. Like, one of them gives increased pen, which is useful. Oh no, they're going after the first rock. Let's go get rock guy number 2. But yeah, like, increased pen is very useful and everything, but yeah. Yeah, they do, but I don't know. Like, it looked like she didn't do, when I was in the pen stance, it looked like she wasn't actually doing that much electric damage at all. Like, I think the actual stance itself, the attacks from it don't have electric on it. Probably not a bad thing. I think he just grabbed the playmat I was going for. We can worry about cards real quick, actually. Because we need to still get rid of a shit ton of these. But yeah, I don't... Her 2 stances do appear to be 2 different combat styles, or like 2 different like auto attack chains, etc. Which is not a bad thing, mind you. It's kind of a cool thing. Problem is, I think you really just want to be in the stance that get, like, based off the fact they are anomaly, you want to be in the stance that does the electric. Interesting. Yeah, if anything, the only other reason why I am aiming for getting her is Dabuba. Let's be honest. But yeah, I don't know. I think that she will definitely not replace Grace. Purple. Yes, he just got those. Well, at least he got one of them. I don't remember if we had more in the box there or not. But that's fine. We've been selling a lot of this board game specifically lately, and it's nice. Also, we're just gonna make sure this is completely full. Because it's all one card, so we don't have to worry about changing the price of 7 cards tomorrow. Yeah. I think, I'm not actually aiming for any specific characters for a while. I don't know. Like, we kind of... at first, I wasn't even gonna get, like, Bernice and whatnot until I tried her out. Just because, like, I mean, I still genuinely think that we need more characters that always do of a specific element. It feels really weird to me that we actually have so few characters that I guess, like, just hit for the element that they are. And I know in, like, Genshin, you know, that was kind of limited to specifically Catalyst users. But like, yeah, other than physical characters, pretty much everybody doesn't hit for their element all the time. And I would like to see more that do that, like, because I think even Bernice technically doesn't. She does often enough because of the way she works. Was this one? I now don't remember. Yes, it was. But yeah, like, even Bernice does physical every once in a while. She is, you know, very strong for, you know, putting fire on people, though, because of the fact that genuinely, you know, 99% of all of the attacks that you're doing on her are fire. So even if you are not, like, using her passive fully, she's still flame on kind of thing, you know? That looked like blue, so we can grab this. I don't know whether or not the one guy left, but we're gonna make sure these green decks are stocked, considering people bought a lot of them. Or somebody bought a lot of them. Also get the blue ones here. I don't know anything about that character. I don't think I ever got them in Genshin, or I was probably not playing during the time that they were a thing. I still find it sort of funny how much people were super into the one skater girl, and I was like, I actually don't really like her. Like, in terms of playing. I think she looks cool, but I didn't enjoy her trial. It was not my jam. Okay, they left and did not buy anything. That or they bought stuff ahead of time. Oh, right, that character. I remember him now. That's why, because I never use him. Like, I think I have him, and he is leveled so that way I could get some free pulls, and that was it. Wait, no, it was this one. Like, I think I got him a couple levels specifically for that. Yeah, I think that actually would be a really cool thing. I guess I don't know exactly if I would do it like that, like as a field effect. I think as a field effect that might be a bit much. But I could definitely see them do it in a way of like, person activates skill all of their stuff becomes element or whatever. Now, granted, I do think things are balanced fairly well for how stuff is. Like, the fact that people don't do a shit ton of output, I guess, of that stuff. Like, it's surprisingly still builds fairly well. I think he actually did, or we did actually finish everything already. Like, when I am playing Grace, I don't feel like I am not building enough. I definitely need to get some energy regen on Grace. That's for sure. But every single time I use her skill, and it's the fancy version of her skill, or the boosted version, or whatever you want to call it, like, yeah, we build a lot of shock. And I think that would kind of need to be, yeah, the EX skill. When you do the EX skill, like, it builds a lot. I think I do it like 3 times, or even just twice, and she builds an insane amount. And that's like with her passive, mind you, like actually building her passive first, and then hitting up the skill. But yeah, like, she builds it very, very quickly, relatively. The problem that I essentially have with that kind of thing is, if you're not using that, she's barely building any. In fact, she doesn't build any outside of her skill. I think all of her basic attack stuff is physical. So she doesn't build anywhere near as much as, like, I guess Jane does for physical and whatnot. Or, like, just nowhere as consistent. And I also kind of understand that, in a way, like, that's kind of why physical is just a shit ton of damage. It's... Hey, how's the best way to describe this? Come with me. I'm just gonna move. Those over so we have our 5 at the end that are a new card. Oh wait, actually, no, we had one that was worth, yeah, this one. Worth 233. Hells yeah. Yeah. That is definitely what it feels like for Grace. Like, the way that I tried to play Grace is put her out, get shock on the enemy, swap away from her to Jane, keep doing stuff as Jane, and eventually swap back to her when I needed to reapply shock. She's very much like Bernice in that regard. Like, you don't have Bernice out for an insane amount of time usually. You are often like sending Bernice away and only having the time out for having applied her passive and whatnot, and then that's it. Yeah, I mean, I basically run a physical, like, an assault team at this point. Like, that's just all there is to it. So I'm running, my current team is, Jane, Caesar, and Bernice. And that's specifically for, like, Bernice is just there as extra damage for the most part, because if I put burn on somebody or whatever, then I can trigger disorder. But yeah, like, she is really just there for being able to add a little bit of extra damage to the assault triggers. Yeah, I think honestly, like, assault wouldn't be as good if it wasn't reliable. But I think that's kind of the thing that when it comes to assault and when it comes to any of the other things, the main thing is that none of the other I guess, like, elements or whatever, none of the other status things are built anywhere near as easily as physical, nor are they of course he went for the green, nor are they as easy to put on. Did we need to buy it? Oh wait, no, it might have been something that we barely needed, but now we're selling a shit ton of it or something. Because I didn't think we needed to buy those. But maybe we do. Maybe we did. I don't know how strong Ice Anomaly is gonna be. I am really hoping that we do get an Ice Anomaly character. But, like, I kind of look at how Genshin was with Freeze, and whenever it was raining, and it's mostly just the, you know, whenever it was raining in Genshin, yeah, any ice character was insanely buffed, because of that. Like, Ganyu was broken in the rain. Yeah. I honestly didn't really ever swap off of Ganyu very often when doing things. Was this red one? Probably gonna make another order for some stuff here soon. Because definitely feels like we're gonna need more than 11 of those packs. So yeah, we can buy the Well, we can actually buy all 3 of those. And then the red... Whoops. The red, secondary decks. Or the red Destiny decks. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing how it ends up going, because like the main thing is I think it will be very interesting to see how things kind of shake up as we get different types of characters. Because like right now for sure Assault is king in my mind. Whether or not it's actually the best for like everybody, like whether or not everybody thinks that, I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong because I don't play as hardcore as, you know, other people. Maybe there is some more hardcore like team comps that, you know, could be doing, but I'm not because I'm focusing so much on Dem Assault triggers. But I also feel like Assault really is very strong. It can trigger a shit ton of damage. It can trigger, it can trigger Disorder. You can trigger Assault on multiple enemies at the same time, which is not always true about certain other things. It can insta-kill an enemy, like lower health enemies. It can just insta-kill, which is something that like pretty much that actually I think that is the only one that can do anything like that. I don't think any other thing can on its own insta-give an enemy. Now, granted, like, you have to build up, so it's really not, like, a full insta-give, but yeah, it's just, like, it is sort of the superior damage type or element or status effect for just being able to quickly finish things. Did he grab the blue? Which I think is like the most important like aspect of looking at that stuff. Safely is, I guess it's not the idea of it being optional, it's more the idea of it being you can dodge, and as long as you can dodge, safely is relative. You know what I mean? You know, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge you know, half of the attacks that most enemies do because they're thrown about as fast as, you know, a wrench is. That said, some of the attacks just, it's the timing. It's literally like rhythm game being rhythm game kind of thing. But yeah, like Jane's triple dodge, like you said, is definitely a bonus perk of her, and it's another like essentially selling point of like, yeah, this is why you just run physical, because if you have Jane, here you go. Keep in mind, I'm not saying like all of this as if it's a bad thing. This is just like, you know, think critically of the media that you interact with, and also think of like the design of certain things. So like right now, you know, like thinking of it, this is how like the current design space is for the game. You know, we have these various, I guess, things interacting with each other, but not really. Like they don't actually interact with each other. So like I'm kind of curious, like, how will they interact with each other in the future? Because like we have disorder, but like you also then have what is it? The freeze. Whoops, nope. Not what I wanted to do. Lights. That's what I wanted to do. So like you have disorder, which is okay. We're not gonna put more out because we want someone to buy that card. But like other than disorder, there really isn't a reason to diversify. I think shock and the corrupt, or the ether one, which I think is just corrupted. I think both of those are insanely weak. Just because, like, unless you have somebody who hits super often, they seem like they have the chance to just never actually proc. Like if you swapped to a very slow hitter like Ben, there's a chance that you never actually proc shock or whatever. Which isn't necessarily a super bad thing, because potentially, like, you have other characters that should be able to trigger it. But I think that's kind of where I stand on that kind of stuff, where when you are looking at when you're looking at the what is it, the ability to trigger that. Maybe we're selling the green ones for way less than what they should be right now. We're gonna check it today, but then we're also gonna check it. We're not gonna change the price till tomorrow. So yeah, how much? No, they're okay. Yeah, it's just a high demand one, I guess. I'm not gonna complain. But yeah, I would like to see. I think I would like to see shock and ether go the burn route, because like burn just always like every second does a tick. Burn doesn't have like CC associated with it, which is something that I think shock at least has. Like I think when you have shock applied to somebody and they take the damage, it can actually like interrupt their stuff. At least that's what it sounded like in the description. Did they buy the card? No, they didn't. Damn you. Damn you all. And we got this guy who is gonna get kicked out of the store. Did he ever buy anything? Nope. But yeah, like I think there is a lot more interesting kind of things that could be done. But the problem with the different elements is just the fact that like they aren't that good. Like in terms of the ones that do damage over time or apply a thing for a time, the only one that is super worth it in my opinion is burn. And that's just because it's guaranteed damage and it can potentially kill an enemy while you are not fighting it. It is potential of that enemy is going to die to the burn. I'm going to go fight these other enemies that are a bigger threat. It is a great way to clear trash mobs through using a character's skill or whatever in order to light as many enemies on fire as possible. You know, you just apply through Bernice burn to as many characters as possible, like I said, and then that's it. You ignore them afterwards. And you go for, you know, the boss who is the most dangerous one or whatever. It also means that, like, if you are having difficulty and you're having to play, like, hyper defensively, you can actually do that. Like, you can sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to apply burn, and then I'm going to afterwards, like, swap to Ben, even. And I'm going to basically hold out on letting the burn ticks do their damage. I forget which one it was that we actually needed to buy. But yeah, let the burn ticks actually do their damage and everything else like that. We're not worried about the timer running out or whatever. It's just a matter of, like, this is a story fight. Let's just make sure we survive the story fight to be able to, you know, beat it. And yeah, that could be 2-2 and then 1-on-5. You can do that with burn. You cannot do that with shock or with corrupted. And I think that is what makes them weaker in my opinion. There's probably people who have definitely made ether and electric for those kind of stuff like work real hard for him and like do some amazing things and everything, and I'm like, more power to you, buddy. I don't feel like it's as worth it to me. So everything but red on these. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting spot for sure, because of the fact that the game is still so early on. Like, Genshin has an insane amount of characters now. I'm pretty sure there is a character for every slot, like every element of every weapon type. I think Dendro is the only one that probably doesn't, but that's because it was introduced insanely late. Like it was not something that was introduced for the first 3 seasons, essentially, the first 3 like huge zone updates, not including the chasm. If you include the chasm, then it's like the 5th zone update is when we finally started getting Dendro characters. So yeah, that's a lot. I guess, or that's a lot of time without it. But yeah, even then we might actually already have all of the Dendro types. Did we place our order? And just let him... Oh no, we have not actually made the purchase yet. That said, I think we can get 2 more of our plushie licenses. I think actually we could get all 3 of them, to be honest. Which I might just end up doing, because they're actually not as expensive as... Unless, like, the figure somehow is, but because there's only 2 in a box, they are nowhere near as expensive as I thought they would be. We paid our bills and whatnot. We can go here. Yep. Yep. Four of each. Super low on money, but whoops. That is a-okay. So this was bats, which is bottom shelf. Didn't technically mean to open that one, but that's okay. Put the star there. Grab the other bat, put it there. Put this one out on the shelf. So then he'll also restock that one. Rock guy. May as well also do that one. Bat. So there. Rock guy. Goes on to there. Pretty sure he just took the star, but also we can do it like this. Because he'll come out and he'll grab that one to restock. So price these at 45. Price this one at 40. It is on the climb, but price this one at 70, I guess. Yeah, has a chance of falling quite a bit, but leave it there for now. So yay! That is exactly what I was hoping we would be accomplishing fully today. Then I think we're working on... I think we get the one more comic book, and then maybe we finish out all of our up to the next 5 there. We did already pay our bills. But yeah, this is now awesome. We will need to figure out some other stuff here for eventual expansion. Wow, we're getting all the stinky people through right now. You first. Mainly because you're in line to check out, but you're both getting sprayed no matter what. But yeah, like... I guess actually, when Honkai Star Rail released, I had the exact same thoughts of, I can't wait to see where we end up, you know, 2 years down the line in terms of what the meta characters are and stuff like that, because I think it is something that is going to be very interesting to see. I think oh, nice spleen. Yeah, it's good to hear. I'm gonna be honest, because of your other news, I completely forgot about that, but I'm glad that's coming off. But yeah, I honestly don't know if I'm gonna go back to Star Rail, like, at all. I thought I still think Star Rail was interesting for the story and whatnot. And also some of the music was really good too. I don't know. I guess I got kind of burnt out on the gameplay. Mainly because, like, autoing through battles was not necessarily always feasible. And for a lot of the, like, for a lot of the things that I needed to grind, that was kind of what I wanted to do. On top of that, I think it falls under the same umbrella of why I'm kind of burnt out on Genshin, which is the collecting of things for different people. Yeah, the gameplay is something that, to me, I don't mind. I don't like the fact that there is... How's the best way to put this? This is honestly something that, like... There is no way to play smart. you can sit there and you can be like, well, if you have a proper team composition and all of this other stuff, yeah, and then the enemy just focuses down one of your characters, and you lose like your entire strategy and whatnot. And what are you gonna do then? Like, you lost your healer, you lost your like really big buffer, or whoever it is that you lost. And you might want to say like, oh well, just bring a tank. Cool. What if they can ignore your tank? What if like taunts don't work? There are certain bosses where like taunt doesn't work. And I think that is real shitty. Like I mean, there's also like boss mechanics that sit there and be like, oh yeah, no, you have to use skills. Well, what if you run out of skill points? Oh well. Like, you should have planned ahead. Well, I couldn't plan ahead. This was literally turn 1. Oh well. Also, there are certain characters that literally, like, their skill is... it's a very specific character, I should say. Their skill is not one that actually does anything. So... yeah, like, they don't actually progress turn after using their skill. So, like, you literally can, like, use their skill a bunch of times, and then you still have to attack afterwards, like, use the normal attack. So if you accidentally brought them in, and then you get that, and it's like, oh, cool. This is, not good. Because they gonna get attacked, or counterattacked, essentially. So yeah, it's... you cannot dodge, I think, is like actually the main description that I give for Star Rail, of like why you can't say that like you can play skillfully or intelligently or whatever. It's not a skill-based game. It is purely a numbers game. Are your numbers bigger than the enemy's numbers? Great, you win. Are you... oh wow, we have not been paying attention to our cards. Whoopsie. Especially since we're trying to sell as many of these as possible. Got a stinky in the store. At least I thought we did. Maybe they walked past the sprayers again and got sprayed. But yeah, I think for Star Rail, the main reason I don't want to go back to it is the character material grind. I think it was a bit much. Same as Genshin. Character materials are a little bit too demanding, if that makes sense. Um, some of them are like, yeah, you need like 15 of it, and then later on it's like, great, now you need 60. The character materials, yeah, that I'm so glad that Zenless Zone Zero did not do that. Damn, that was a $700 order. But yeah, like, I'm so glad that they did not do that. It would have been, honestly, I think it would have pushed me away from the game even harder than sort of it already was when I first learned that it was a new MiHoYo game. Because I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be another gacha. It's gonna be, you know, something. I don't know what kind of combat style they're gonna go for. And like, I genuinely watched some streams before fully deciding whether or not I wanted to try to play. I think I watched Silver play it, which, you know, bless her heart. I have Silver added in Star Rail because when she first played it, I was also playing it because like I was actually genuinely hyped for it. Initially, like when I heard how the combat system was, I was like, oh, I really actually want to try and see how this goes. And as it turns out, you know, it sadly went poorly. Silver doesn't play those games unless she's sponsored for it. And I think while she likes the waifus and everything, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how much she actually likes gacha games or like those style of like the MiHoYo style of game. I do think she does a great job of shilling for it, if that makes sense. Like, she doesn't seem like she's faking it when she is like saying how much she's enjoying the game and everything. That said, boy, is it somewhat easy to tell that she does not play them on her off time. Literally, she had to, or people were having to teach her about the signal shop. And I'm like, yeah. She's also like still super early on in the story. So like if the devs were trying to get her to show off some like later story aspects and everything, like, or some recent story and everything, yeah, she doesn't have that unlocked or anything. She's still only like level 20-ish or something like that with characters, like as the level cap for characters, which is, you know, really low. That said, like, I definitely don't blame her if she only does it while sponsored, because like, how's the best way to describe this? If you want to get sponsored by something, don't talk about it on stream. That's rule number one for sponsorships. If you want to be sponsored by a brand, a product, a game, or whatever, do not talk about it on stream. Because if you talk about it and you praise it and you actually like do all that other stuff, they will usually not sponsor you. Now, Nikki seems to be different about that because Nikki has sponsored Cinder multiple times and collaborated with Cinder even, which is awesome. Like, I really am happy that they continue to do so because she is very passionate about, like, the game and everything, and she genuinely seems to enjoy it. And, like, those are the kinds of people that you want to sponsor. You don't want to sponsor people who, you know, are gaming the system of not talking about your game unless they're being paid to. Because those people are the people who, the moment that they're no longer being paid to play your game, are probably going to leave your game. And then, like, that's it. That's all there is to it. You kind of want to work with somebody in sponsor, at least in my opinion, who is going to continue to like support and talk about your stuff. Maybe I'm weird, but the reason why they don't sponsor people who talk about their stuff normally is, well, you're already giving them free advertisement. So why should they pay you for advertising? You know, why should they pay you to talk about their products if you already do it for free? That loss. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Yeah. Is that a good way of doing it? Again, I don't think so. I think it is a horrible way, but you know, maybe that is just me. But yeah, if you like, if I wanted to get sponsored by Zenless Zone Zero or MiHoYo for any of their games, I would need to basically never stream them and like basically stop playing them, so that way when the next sponsorship round came about, I could actually have them approach me and say, hey, we want to give you money to play our game on your stream. But yeah, I'm way too small of a streamer for that anyway right now, so you know, it doesn't really matter. But that said, that would essentially be what I would need to do. Right now, I can get a sponsorship deal, so to speak, with quite a few different like places. But the problem with like all of those is that it's payment based off of participation. So if you don't know like how a lot of small sponsorship deals go, it is essentially you are being sponsored by somebody through an agency kind of thing, that agency being something like Streamlabs or Stream Elements or whatever. I would be doing it through Stream Elements. What that means is that Stream Elements kind of handles all of the paperwork, if that makes sense, and handles like who gets them and whatnot. But it also handles, you getting your payment. Or at least as far as I'm aware. Now, here's essentially the problem with all of those. Let's say I did actually get a sponsorship for, well, actually, let's just meme it up because we'll never do it. I don't care if they approach me or not. Raid Shadow Legends. Let's say we got a sponsorship with them. How do I get paid for that sponsorship? Well, quite easily. All I have to do is get people to sign up for the game through an invite link. Cool. So, I get new members into the game, and, that's awesome, right? Wrong. The reason why is because it requires getting new members into the game. So it rewards you for pulling the sponsorships. Oh wait, no, that was the one we already got. What was dice? White dice. It rewards you for getting sponsorships that are of games that you have never played, potentially that you have no interest in, and that your community is not already part of. I think it's not a bad style when you are when you're already a larger streamer and there's like a game that you have been randomly interested in playing that is doing one of those sponsorship opportunities. But for someone like me, it's a horrible prospect. 1, 2, 1, and then 1. Oops. So 1, 2, 1, and 1. And yeah, like I think it's not a bad like business model for a lot of companies. In fact, I would whoops, nope, that was the wrong playmat. Take that one off. It was this one. But yeah, it's a good business model for a lot of things, or for certain people, but like, yeah, I could not benefit from those because it also only rewards new signups. Specifically, if your computer, like, it basically checks your IP address and sees if anyone has ever logged into the game from that address. So like, I was specifically trying to find a way to support one streamer when they were doing the Genshin one by downloading Genshin on BlueStacks and making a new account there. And I wasn't able to do it through their invite link because it was a QR code and I had no way of scanning a QR code with BlueStacks. So yeah, like, I couldn't support them at all. So like, in this community, if I was to do that for either Genshin, Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, any of those, even though people would probably want to be able to support me, people might not be able to. Oops. Nope, also not what I wanted. Tab, please. So it was the blue and the purple. Right, yes. I am yakking and forgetting forgetting the things I'm needing to buy. We need to make sure that we buy these. I think the last time now that I realized I just did that here, we might have just forgot to buy those overall before. And I think we already got the decks. So just make that order and we good. I have thought about like trying to see on the sponsorship stuff if there was a game on there that like potentially could do that with. World of Tanks was, I think, like the only one that I saw a while ago that I was like, knowing the people who show up to my stream, nobody... Oh, we did actually already have that on there. Whoops. Oh, well, I guess. That's fine. I don't really want to sell the box. Like, if we can, or we used to be able to sell the boxes. Or, well, maybe it's not those boxes. Maybe we can only sell the other stuff. Oh, well, either way. We'll just need to actually sell them the old-fashioned way, which is the profitable way. But yeah, I don't like tank games or, you know, PvP-focused games. So it's the only one that I was like, yeah, my community would probably not actually play this based off of, you know, my preferences for PvE-style games and whatnot. And, of course, he went for, you know, the box he's just going to drop on the ground. But yeah, I looked at that as well and was just like, no, because I knew if I did it, the only people that would probably show up would be people who already had the game and was like, oh cool, we're getting a new streamer for it. And it's like, you're not. You are 100%. Moment I am no longer, you know, obligated to try to stream this game, I am dropping it like a brick in the ocean and just, you know, just right over the Marianas Trench, just yeet and move on. Because it's not my kind of game, so I decided against that. I have seen people play games like way outside their comfort zone, as well for streams. Once again, because they're going for that box. I'm gonna do something so that way. Oh, whoops! Grabbed the wrong one. This one, please. That way, the one box will be. Oops, nope. Now this one will be the one that has the least in it. But yeah, like, if I do a sponsorship thing, it'll definitely be I'm gonna talk to everybody first about like, hey, would people be interested in this? You know, like if I took a sponsorship thing with this, would people be willing to try it out with me? And then it would be, you know, I stream the game for the required amount of time. We, you know, everybody signs up through the invite link, so on. And that would basically be it. It'd be really easy. That was a weird itch. It was like that itchy feeling, but like very, very sharp. But yeah, like, oh wait, we should check cards, because I have not done that for a while. See, did anyone else grab another card? No? Well, that's fine. Now they did. Okay. Of course. After I have already put it away. But yeah, it'll definitely be a community effort thing with how sponsorship deals work for smaller creators. Because like Silver just straight up gets played or paid to play. There is an affiliate link, and she probably gets bonus for that. But like all of the ones that are through Stream Elements, there's no flat fee. There is no flat sponsorship fee. Which is why, like, I don't actually even think I need to mark the stream as sponsored. Whoops, wrong purple. Because technically they might not be paying me. Like, it is one of the dumbest things there is, where it's like, I might not actually be getting money from this. Because if I literally have 0 people sign up for the game, am I actually sponsored? Because I wasn't paid to do the stream. Like, does this count? Is this how this works? Like, there was no exchange of goods, essentially. There we go. There was a service that was provided, but they didn't pay me for the service. So yeah. I also am one of the people who I will be honest about, like, every game that I play. I think that's something that is very, very important to me for sponsorships and whatnot. Like, if I ever get approached for a sponsorship, that'll be one thing that I make sure that they kind of understand. Like, I'm not gonna, like, just brutalize your game. I'm gonna say the good and the bad. I'm gonna critique it. And I know that'll probably, like, lose me a lot of sponsorships, like, when they know that I will do it like that. I do love how I did get an email a while ago that was from somebody pretending to be a sponsor. If you're a streamer, watch out for this. If somebody says that they have watched your content and we think that you would be a good fit for, you know, all of the stuff or whatever it is that they're trying to advertise or something like that. That's an immediate red flag, actually, because if you have never, like, one, seen them talk in your chat, or whatever, like, that basically tells you that more than likely they're lying. It also tells you that there is a good chance that they're sending a generic email. So if they don't mention you by, like, your streamer name, they don't mention aspects or other stuff like that, very likely it is a scam. You know, if they don't mention, oh yeah, no, we think that, like, your sense of humor is great and whatnot, or, you know, something about you that even you, like, care about or whatever, you know. No, I try to be funny. I don't try to be. I just am funny looking, so, you know, it works out for me. But yeah, it is something to keep an eye out for as a content creator. They are legitimately trying to basically fish and get your bank account info, as far as I am aware. Because, like, they basically will offer payment and be like, oh yeah, you know, we do it through direct deposit or whatever, and it's like, nope, not gonna work. Never accept payment from or never give your bank account info to somebody for payment without filling out I can't remember what the form is now. It's a tax form. It just basically tells them how to take your taxes out and whatnot, like how much you want them to take, and then also some other stuff like that. Otherwise, you should be giving them a safer option for payment. Specifically, PayPal would work for that kind of stuff. Yeah, PayPal's gonna take fees, but at least it is safer in that, like, if they send you the money, you can keep a record of the conversation. And you just have to make sure that, like, you inform them that any money that they send is non-refundable, and whatnot, regardless of whether or not they receive a service. So, like, if they actually do send you money and then try to charge it back, you can then appeal that chargeback through PayPal by doing some paperwork and submitting the evidence that that's what the payment was for, and then you get to keep that money. Then they get in trouble for trying to do that kind of shit, trying to do chargebacks like that. But yeah, again, the main thing to do is just don't interact with those kinds of people. Like, if you get that email and it's like, you know, oh cool, gonna actually have a sponsorship, they liked my stream, what did they say about your stream? Nothing. Okay, then they have never watched your stream. I can't remember, like, what it was exactly, but there was one thing where somebody came into the stream and sent me a DM, like a direct message in Twitch, saying, hey, I was watching your stream and everything, and I thought you were an interesting person, and I would love to collaborate with you. And I messaged them back saying, what part of my stream did you enjoy the most? They never responded back. Not a word. And I think it was purely because, like, I asked the simple question that they couldn't answer. And I don't know. I honestly don't know what that one was, like, that scam was going to be. But yeah, that was apparently a scam that somebody tried to pull. Like, I genuinely have, because it was talking about a collaboration, not a oh god, like, payment thing or whatever. Like, it wasn't like they were trying to sponsor me. No, they were literally was somebody saying they wanted to collaborate, and I was like, okay, well, you mentioned that you liked my stream. What aspects of it? And again, no answer meant that they didn't actually watch. They were just sort of claiming. I didn't even pay attention to how many more we needed, but yeah, it's okay. Oh, he actually bought some more cards. Well, one more card. 2, 4, 1. Get that refilled. God, I have seen some shit when it comes to people falling for scams. And keep in mind, like, I don't care what size of a creator you are, you can get scammed. Bigger streamers will get targeted the most, but smaller streamers will also get targeted because it's harder for them to fight. Like, if I got scammed, I don't have the money to be able to, like, take whoever it was to court in whatever country they're in. You know, getting that level of legal representation would be bonkers. That honestly might be the only thing that needed stocked. Nope, apparently not. He grabbed something else. What he grabbed, I don't know. Oh, hey, one of the... Oh! Hey, we did sell some figures there. Nice. Was not expecting that. We are going to add some deodorant to the list, I think. But yeah, just you know, if it seems a little weird, it's probably because it is. It seems a little sus. It probably is. It's kind of the best rule of thumb that I can give. Like, just ask the question, is this normal? And then do the little bit of research on, like, you know, when someone sits there and, like, messages you and says, like, hey, I want to collab with you or something like that. Just look at their channel and see if they streamed at all. That can be like the immediate, no, you're not actually a streamer. You're just pretending to be, or see how long ago they streamed. Like when their last stream was is literally very, very important, I guess. Oops, nope. We were on the right tab. That was the Destiny ones, I think, yes. So we need 2 purple on the boxes, and that's it here. Which we did sell a good amount of. Like, no, it wasn't. Well, actually, it might have been under yesterday. No? It kind of was for a little bit, but wasn't yesterday. So I don't know. We got those. So then look over here. Blue on the boxes. And then, did we get the deodorant put on? No. Really, I should actually call it cologne or perfume. Because it is not deodorant. Deodorant does not get rid of smells. Deodorant, deodorant prevents them. But if it's already there, it doesn't matter. Very much the whole idea of like spraying poop with perfume, or putting deodorant on poop. Like as the, I can't remember where that example came from. It was I can't remember if it was like a movie or if that was like from family members or whatever. But they were like, you know, if you're already stinky and you put on deodorant, it's like putting it on poop. It's not gonna do anything. You know, the smell's already there. It doesn't matter. You're wasting your time, kind of thing. Alright, we also technically do have enough that if I really wanted to, we could get the next playmat license. Because they're currently going for 5,000. All the way up to this one here. And we would have enough today to where I could get that one. The other option is actually to get Comic Volume 4 to at least finish off the shelf. Like, finish filling that one shelf there. Which I think is what we'll do. I think we'll do that. Because it's the cheaper option of the right nows. It's probably not going to sell very well, but at least it gets us a full shelf out here. Let's go ahead and make sure we set the price. There we go. So yeah, people might not buy it until tomorrow, but that's okay. But yeah, it's at least, again, we have now a full shelf here rather than how it was. Because the other thing that we might buy as our next license is this one, the Bonfiox. Because one, it is an actual plushie, and two, it's cheaper than the 5,000 for the playmats. So, you know, it's got a couple things going for it in terms of reasons why it's the better purchase. We don't actually have a specific place for it right now because we need to also expand the store. I think, like, yeah, we're kind of actually at the point where we can only really do the playmats with how the store is. So do we just do store expansion? Like, it is definitely a valid option to go with that. Also, did I ever check the price? Well, if I didn't, someone bought it already, because I thought we had another card type out, but only spotting this one right now, so. And its price was set correctly. And we're almost sold out of it, which is perfect. 11 left in the binder. We're getting close to the ooh, there's another $2 card. But we're getting close to the stacks that are in the, you know, 300s. So that's nice. We'll be there. We'll be there eventually. As a guy just, you know, shoves his head right in front of my face as I'm, you know, trying to handle this stuff. So what time is it? Okay, it's only 12, well, about 1 o'clock in the day here. So maybe we don't restock the cards and we just see if we can get all those to sell. And then after they have sold, that's when we do the restock with the next card. Because then I won't have to deal with having 2 separate cards out for a number of days equal to however long it takes for people to get around to buying the last of the one that we have currently set out. Also, people stopped buying this pack. Price hasn't really changed that much as far as I can tell, but people stopped buying it for some reason. Wow, people really went ham on those yellow sleeves though. I'm just gonna put something on the other shelf first. Are we selling these for like way underpriced again or something? Or are people just, you know, going ham for yellow because? Which in this game seems to be just like a legit thing. Yeah, it's slightly underpriced, but that not in a major way to where we're like, we gotta bump it up, so we'll leave it as is. Also, guess as a question for people hanging out, what new games are people actually excited for? Like, I haven't looked into new games for a while, so I don't actually know, like, what is coming that, like, people are actually excited for. Monster Hunter Wilds? Okay, well, I know about that one. I was actually seeing, like, some people streaming the beta of it, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get into it again. Like, World was something that, like, I got into kind of for a while, but then, like, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it for right now. All right, slowly moving towards selling out of those. Black dice need some. Yeah. Are you doing? I don't know if that's playmat number 8. It is not. I think I might get into Monster Hunter Wilds if I know I'm gonna have people to play with. Does that make sense? Like, it's Monster Hunter games I think are fun with people. At least to me, like, I don't enjoy the solo hunts as much. Probably because I play heavy bowgun. So, you know, when the boss is looking at me all the time, it's a lot harder to DPS. I think that's kind of like my main thing is sometimes I don't want the boss looking at me. Sometimes I do, because that means you got the biggest target looking at you. Looking at you, one sleep bat thing that, like, puffed up its cheeks. I remember having to grind that for a while. I made the sleep sword and shield, and I needed a bunch of that. Wow, we are we are technically hella overpricing those, but people have bought them, so we're not gonna bother lowering it. Right, no, our blue needs to go from here. Nope, it's already open. But yeah, I am not somebody who... I'm not somebody who enjoyed, like, a lot of the bigger weapons. I tried hammer. I tried, what was it, switch axe or whatever, as well, and I didn't enjoy them as much as I was really hoping I would. I tried bow as well. I think, like, heavy bowgun is probably a very, very low, a low cap for skill. But it was probably one of my favorite just for the fact that it was, like, dodging things was one of the most interesting things that I have ever done in terms of I walked out of a lot of effects. Like, I didn't actually press the dodge button. I just straight up walked to the side out of the effect. And yeah, that was it worked. It's very risky to do, but it worked. So yeah, like I do think there was some skill involved, but yeah, it's definitely not like it is nowhere near the level that Bo took. I think part of it was like the stamina management I was not a fan of for Bo. Like, as somebody who was brand new to the Monster Hunter series, wow, okay. As someone who is brand new to the Monster Hunter series, I think the stamina management of Bo and then like of melee in general was a bit much for me. Because I also am not somebody who's like played a bunch of Souls-like games either, to where like you really have to manage stamina. But that's okay. Like I said, I enjoyed Monster Hunter. I enjoyed it a lot more when I had people to play with. Once I kind of stopped having friends to play with because they all moved on essentially, then I lost interest hard. Like, it went from I was playing like pretty much every day to I full stop dropped the game. Because yeah, I was trying to grind some very specific stuff for a while that I never got. And then just in the end, just straight up was like, no, I'm not having fun grinding for this. I need to just stop. We do need to put out a bat. Bat 3 of the stars. Ooh. And getting yawns out already, apparently. Oh yeah, I haven't actually talked about this. I'm gonna kind of do a somewhat detox from caffeine, mainly because I'm drinking way too much soda. And like, it's not just, you know, caffeine, it's more, it's actually just the fact that it's soda. So like the oh god, what am I thinking of? The like acidity and whatnot, I think has been causing me some problems. And the best way to fix those problems is to stop drinking it. And yeah, means that eventually I'm gonna be calling off a stream, more than likely, for a caffeine headache. So wish me luck, because It's gonna suck. For sure, we're gonna keep trying to truck on through for as long as possible when it comes to like everything else. We're not going to we're not going to I guess just stop immediately on the caffeine. Like, I still have some in the house right now, so I'm just like gonna slowly cut back and everything. He's getting the red, so we can look at other things. That was number 7. So yeah, it hopefully won't be super bad. But you know, it's definitely worth noting that like eventually that is going to happen this weekend, that I will be out of caffeine and we'll be fighting that. Oh, apparently that also needed done. So that is number 8, which might be the last thing that needs to go out. Yep, that's it. Alright, let's go make our order. So we need all of the stars now instead of all of the bats. Also, we should do a break after this. I've realized I've been going for a while with no break. We can't do a board game order yet, at least not if we're trying to min-max our money. But that's okay, we can make an order during the day if we need to. Playmat 7 and 2 of 8. So that was 5, 7, 8. Needed the 2. Wait, was it the 2 of 8 or it was the 2 of 8? So 1 less, 1 more. Then we do need yellow sleeves and the normal binders. So yeah, by the way, I think collection book is technically the correct term for those. Or collector's book. I call them binders because of way back in the day, literally used 3 rings binders and then like the loose of those. Like a version you were supposed to put in the 3-ring binder. And I still have some of those that still hold together pretty well. They just need to be cleaned. And I plan on trying to do that eventually. Just see if I can clean them out to put cards in them again. It is just a matter of they definitely need cleaned. You put a card in there now and you probably like destroyed the card versus like saved it from damage. Sadly, I don't think we made that much profit. I think after our license purchase, we were at about 4-ish thousand. So we did not make a super huge amount of profit, but oh well. Technically, it showed us as losing money anyway, so that is not that surprising. Alright, I'm gonna let him do his thing on the packing up there while we do our break. So for Twitch, there will be some ads that will run um, for YouTube. There won't be any ads running, but you know, that's okay. Yeah, be back in roughly 3 minutes. I'm gonna top off my water as well while I am on break, and you should too. You know, cycle the fluids, do what you gotta do. For sure, stretch the legs out, and I will see you in 3. I return. I don't actually know if it's been 3 minutes, because I didn't check. It has been. But yeah, did all the fun stuff there. We got next day to start. Got my water refilled. Didn't have anyone stinky sneak in first thing in the morning. Yeah, hopefully when it comes to the selling of stuff will be good. So I think you, or to make sure I'm reading the numbers right, you mean 69% chance for 200% damage? That's what my assumption is. We definitely need to get, like, the second thing. Okay, good. I was reading that correctly. That is pretty nice. Not only for the 69, but also for the fact that, like, that's basically 70% crit chance for 200% damage. Which, like, 200% is still not a lot, but that's just because of how base is 150. So, like, I think if base was non-existent, 200 would feel really good, but yeah. It's still not the worst. I think, like, 250 would feel a lot better. Or 250 is, like, the ideal where I would love to, if I was building someone crit, would be where I would want to get them to, but that also may be insanely aspirational. I don't even know. I've never built someone for crit specifically, other than, like, Ganyu, kind of. And that wasn't even, like, that was because of the specific set. It gave 40% crit chance to frozen enemies. Chilled enemies, it gave a certain amount to, or whatever, but it was like, yeah, basically it gave an insane amount of crit chance to enemies that she had already hit. That was the only reason that, you know, she was built at all for crit. And otherwise, it didn't matter. That's really good. 260%? Or 260% damage, even if it is only like 45% crit rate, that is, you see a crit, like you notice that. There is no two ways about it. Reminds me of, I made a DPS oh god, what's her name? Beto. There we go. I made her as, like, a insanely good DPS by stacking some crit and whatnot. Good morning, Multi. Welcome in. And yeah, she was how I hit for my highest amount of damage for a while. I built her up to have enough crit rate that she crit fairly often, and then using the counter was also, like, very high damage on its own. But, like, I do think that is, like, one of the things with Genshin for me, and, like, all the MiHoYo games, I'm gonna be honest. Crit rate is nice, but not mandatory. It is 100% optional. And that is a good thing. I think it is awesome that the game doesn't force you to need crit in order to do damage. You can do damage through just hitting normally. God, if you had 1% chance to do 1,000% damage, I would take that deal. Like, that would be perfectly fine with me, because it would mean that you had very consistent damage, and then every once in a while it was just like, and truck. But yeah, like, I tried building crit with certain characters and whatnot, and it just doesn't work as well for me. Like, I built crit for Nekomata, or at least that's what I was aiming for when I was playing with her the most, was like doing crit. But yeah. Yeah, I don't actually know if reactions can crit. Like, that's something that, like, from a gameplay point of view, that I'm just like, I genuinely don't know whether or not they have the ability to crit. But, you know, chances are, no, they don't. Just because, like, then it would be a little bit wonky. Oh, wow, they can. Okay. I stand corrected. But either way, like, I think it would really depend on how you wanted to go about it. But that'd be good. Good morning, Kitsune. Welcome in. Yeah, we talking random Genshin, more MiHoYo game stuff, because of course. I have no idea if Kami is in the chat, but if I want to bring them out, so, you know, trying stuff out in Nikki, but yeah, for legal reasons, or for legal purposes, that was a joke. That is a good way to pull them out, but, you know. Adventure quest? Like, I have no idea what that is. It sounds familiar, like if I probably played it way back when I was a kid, kind of thing. But I have no idea what that is anymore. I also haven't done any, like, browser games. Whoops, this was the wrong blue. For a while, like, other than Grand Blue Fantasy. That doesn't help. I barely know. The only reason I know, like, MiHoYo games and whatnot is because, you know, you see their logo every single time you turn it on. And also, it is kind of how you identify these games. Like, that is something that is, like, genuinely true about, you know, these games. Is like, if you were to tell somebody about them, one of the ways that you could describe the game is literally, well, it was made by MiHoYo. So then they immediately know, oh, it's a gacha game, and it's probably got some, you know, exploration elements. It's got some type of combat, and, you know, elemental stuff, or what, like, you kind of, there's things that are, there are things that are across, like, all of the stuff. So yeah. feasible to identify it through or describe it through that. Yeah. Honestly, like I might have tried out Adventure Quest way back in the day. Like, is it a old game? Potentially on a remake, but like, is it a older game? Because yeah, if it's an older one, then okay, yeah, then I've definitely played it before, and don't remember anything about it other than that it was cartoony art style, and it didn't stick with me as a kid. That's it. Which I'm gonna be honest, I think was pretty common, because like I got into Guild Wars as a kid. Like, I guess like RuneScape was a game as well that I played, but like I guess like when I was a kid, I was still in the I kind of want more out of my MMO experience than what a lot of other random games were providing. Like, especially for browser games. Like, the fact that RuneScape could be played in a browser was awesome. But, like, the rest of, like, all the browser games that I remember trying as a kid ended up not really being my jam because of, like, it just wasn't in-depth enough, I guess, for what I was hoping for. Because, again, Guild Wars. Yeah, don't think I'd be that worried about trying to play it now. I've got... I actually have not played Black Desert for a bit, and I kind of feel bad about that because I really, really should be playing it more. Like, I genuinely should be playing, Black Desert, like, daily still. But I have been kind of not, because all the kitchen work and everything has just made it to where I'm so tired that, like, I don't want to interact with the game for that long sometimes, which is a shitty thing to say. But, you know, here we are. Excellent, we got all of those out. We're just waiting for... Look at these two people. Again, this is why I really wish that there was a check for, like, if someone was sitting down and no one else, and somebody else was sitting down, the first person who sat down would eventually check for if there was another person sitting down somewhere else and go play with them. That's annoying. Didn't mean to give the nickels, but it works. because now we're just gonna kick those two out. Yeah, one of these days I will probably try and play some other random MMOs again. It's something that I do like. Genuinely, I enjoy MMOs. I just like I'm not wanting to start another one while I'm already not even playing the main MMO that like I normally used to, or normally do, I guess. Like, I also have goals in, I have goals in Black Desert that I need to reach eventually. What are you getting? Getting the rock things, so we'll get the stars. And I don't know if that's everything. That might be... Oh, nope, we need comic number 4, which he's probably going to be getting right now. If that is the last thing. Because it looks like it is. Yeah. Alright, let's start looking at our... What are we buying? You can do a board game order, which is good. So, 2, 2... and then 1 of 4. Wrong app. 2, 2, 4. Just want to get him put away so that way we can make sure he is going out. It did look like he went out to go stand in the corner, so like chances are, you know, he done, but let's just make sure. Yep. Okay, perfect. We need nothing from that shelf. We need red dice. If they get the scanner thing in this game, it would be so nice. Like, eventually. It doesn't need to be implemented right away, but yeah, just... The scanner from Supermarket Sim was technically the tablet, but yeah. Yellow, and then both the books this time. Oops. Accessories. Yellow sleeves. Both the binders. Yellow base. Destiny red and blue. Also, did these go? Yeah, no, they're still fine. Nope, good there, good there, good. Blue Destiny boxes. Blue normal boxes, and 2 on the red. Loved boxes. That should be everything that we need. Yeah. just realized I have no idea what time it is. Oops, wrong spot. And I was just sitting here thinking, like, man, why does it feel like it's so late? Oh, right, because I have been going to sleep at technically really bad times for my stream schedule. We can put out these ones. Check the price here. It sadly went down. That one's worth 180 though, so that's nice. Yeah, it's currently only like 3:40 in the morning, but I still feel tired from not sleeping during the day all day. Also from not having caffeine right now, that's the other thing. Alright, no stinky people snuck in. I think they walked over, looked at the price of something, and then didn't even bother adding it to their cart. Or like to their purchase or whatever. God damn it. But yeah, oh boy. Not sure for how much longer I'm gonna keep going tonight. Probably going to end up, probably gonna end up going a little bit shorter tonight than like I would normally want to. Just because, you know, I'm gonna like slowly get more and more brain dead. And that's okay. You know? Really, it just means that eventually we will be going to sleep again. And it means that we'll be going to sleep at roughly a good time. Which is a little bit more important. That was this one, I believe. Is yeah, once I get the sleep schedule fully back on track, I definitely we're going to be pushing again for daily streams. And whatnot. Which part of it will be that like it'll keep uploading my streams to YouTube since we're dual streaming. And then the other part of it will be that we will get hopefully, you know, some consistency going. Because that'll just be nice to have. I think it's hilarious how much, like, people sort of underestimate a schedule and how much it just helps with a lot of various things in your life. Like, having a schedule that you're sticking to can feel monotonous, yeah. But it also can... It can help you not have certain kinds of issues, I guess. Are these... No, they're well above, but people are still buying them, so we let them buy them, but we need 2 of those already. Let's... add those to the list. I guess we could get the blue starter decks as well there. Go. Min-maxing that stuff. Yeah. I definitely feel like we need to not buy licenses and we need to instead expand the store. Because we're making okay money, but we need to put out another register. And I'm not gonna hire an employee for it, but yeah, we definitely need another register. And while I can shove one in over here, I think I have the space for it. Like, I don't want to just do that. I'd rather push this wall back first if that's where it's gonna go. Because again, I have decided if it knocks back this wall again, then we are going to be doing it differently, or we're going to rearranging the full store. But yeah, how much are our expansions going to cost us here? So, let's actually just math this on a calculator. So that way I don't have to math it in my head. So 33 plus, we're just gonna round that one up to 36, plus 38, plus 40, because we're rounding that one down. So 14,700 is what we're looking at for those 4. In theory, we would need all of them, but we're starting with those 4, because I think that's going to be the better option of like incremental, if that makes sense. Because then I'll be able to push back a little bit potentially, or I will find out that it's these 4, and we're gonna reorganize to where what essentially I would end up doing is in here will be a play area. Like this entire room will be converted to a play area, and then over here will just be shopping and whatnot, and then or technically like over up towards the front here, and then in the back will be all of our stock, which really just comes down to if they have to keep making the really long walk, it's just a lot of waste of time since they are so friggin' slow at walking. You know, it's not that they're slow at stocking itself. You know, they put the shit on the shelf very quickly. It's literally the fact that they walk slower than molasses running up a tree in the middle of winter. For the people who don't get that joke, molasses, 1, does not run up trees. And in the middle of winter, it would be a solid. It would not be running at all. So yeah, that's Was he getting that? No, he wasn't. He was getting something else. I was like, did we somehow have something in the wrong spot back there? I don't know. But yeah, I'm really hoping it's this wall that moves back. It's like, I don't mind them walking all the way, like, to where we have the blue right now. Because even then, once this is moved back, I'm actually probably going to move this stuff, like, all the way up and against to the back of this door. Like, or, like, all the way up against this wall. And then I could add in more tables over here, kind of thing, rather than how it is. Uh-oh. So yeah, that's currently kind of like what the thought is like move everything up, then we could potentially have like the table, potentially also just have a second register back here kind of thing, like have the second register in the back, which is like how I've seen a lot of stores be, is they have two registers, but one of them is in the back of the store, the other is in the front. Not in terms of like, you know, people playing the game, but in terms of like just real life places. Wrong aisle, and I think it was the yellow. Nope, we still have some of the old ones, so we're gonna not add more, because we're gonna hopefully sell that card. Yeah, so aside from Monster Hunter, what other games are people excited about lately? Oh, I should say, keep in mind for everybody, I do have a policy. Oops. This was the wrong kind of color. It's this one that I want. I no longer pre-order games or anything else like that. I don't support pre-order culture. Even with demos and whatnot, and other stuff like that, like, a demo is a curated experience specifically to try to sell you a game. So, like, it could potentially be super bug-free, and then the actual game is hella buggy because they literally focused on polishing the demo rather than polishing the game. So yeah, it's a somewhat pessimistic view, but look at the sheer volume of games that come out that are buggy piles of trash, and it's because of pre-order culture. Like, it's because you've already bought the game. They don't have to try to sell it to you. They don't have to sell you a good product. They just have to sell you the promise of a good product, and then they don't even have to deliver on it. Like, that is essentially the crux of why I don't support pre-order culture and whatnot is because it's not like they have to give you your money back if they fail to deliver on what they promised. So it ends up being like I've seen it pretty often where, or I've seen it often enough to where I'm now just super hesitant to ever pre-order something. I think the only games that I will ever pre-order are things like the Disgaea games. And it's like the only reason I'm pre-ordering like that is because I know for sure I will buy it. Like, it does not matter, good or bad, I will buy it. I will attempt to play it, you know, and I'm not gonna... Even if the reviews are bad for a very long time on it, I will still get it and I will still try to play it. Like, I am the target audience for those games, essentially. Did both of them leave? Yes. So, start our next day. Potentially, depending on how much we make tomorrow, we'll be able to get those 4 improvements. Let's make sure. Okay, the price there is fine. So yeah, again, depending on how much we get today, we'll be able to get the 4 renovation things. Whoops. Not what I intended to do. Yeah, it's going to increase our rent, but that's okay. We have actually been making a decent amount of money again. Like, I was earlier, I was leaving it, and I wasn't, like, helping work the store. Because I was, like, trying to just do the passive, make some money kind of thing, and it's amazing how much more money I make from just going through and... Oh, whoops, nope, those were full. It looked like it wasn't. Like, going through and restocking things. Like, it's why I focus on the card section so much. Because, like, seeing the boxes empty... Like, especially, like, if someone buys out the purple and he doesn't restock it right away... Those are $240 each. These are very worth it. So yeah, it is it's important to have those out. He's getting the yellow right now. Or I thought he was. Maybe he was getting something else. We'll grab this yellow. He went for something else again, which is okay. That means that we can finish it off. But yeah, like the Um, oh God, what is it? The restocking of just the card packs to help him be able to restock everything else probably gets me an extra like 2,000 to 3,000 a day. Like relative to when I am just purely AFKing it kind of thing. I have legitimately thought about rehiring the guy that only costs like 50 a day, like the cheapest employee. Because one, he is actually okay at stocking. And two, like their walking speed is exactly the same. It's just the restock speed. But it would just allow like it would allow for me to AFK a little bit more. And I'd probably make the money back pretty easily. But yeah, just need the I guess incentive to do that. Right now though, I don't want to do it because I'm actively playing and whatnot, and especially on stream, like, you know, the point is to be playing the game, not playing it like an idle game. I think that's the last thing that he needs to stock, and then after he's done with that, we're good. We're gonna look at our board games either way, so yeah, we need one, one, and I'm pretty sure, yes. Once again, wrong app. Yeah, he was done because he was outside already. Oops. We're still gonna put that one away, but we're good on all of that stuff. Good on everything there. We need playmat 1, 7, and 8. There's 1, 7, 8. The normal binder and yellow sleeves. Just the yellow Destiny on those. Purple Destiny boxes. And then red boxes. And that's it. So yeah, we did spend, oops, nope, just hit the pay all. We did spend more than what we needed, or what we, yeah, we did spend more than what we needed to for getting the expansion now. So, but that's okay. We're still in a decent spot for the most part. But oh god, I am getting like super tired. Actually, well, at least it auto saves. But whoops. Yeah, my brain is so tired. Let's just stick with that. Also, why did it go? Oh, it's capturing little Sylvie now. Okay. But it's not capturing it as transparent for some reason. Yep. I have little Sylvie up. Because, because I can. She is currently very hungry. I finally got the dance till you drop thing. So that was fun. Let's go ahead and feed her some ramen. She is back at full food. I was like, yeah, why did it suddenly start capturing nothing? Oh. Oh yeah, do we have nope, we gotta wait 2 hours before we can get the next box. Ooh, candy tail. Do we buy this? I've been kind of like saving up for seeing the what do we actually want to buy? Like I've been avoiding the Halloween stuff because it's just like it's too expensive, but the candy tail we might get that actually. Um that is I love the description on it now that I actually read that. That is though very very tempting. Just because it is a very cute one. You know what? Let's get it. I'm also going to, cause while we're doing this, bring her over to display one for myself, so I don't have to turn my head the entire way over. Yeah, cute little Sylvie. Um, I like. It took me a while, but I did actually do the dance till you drop one. The problem is that it lowers both your energy and your hunger. And while the hunger shows as only -5, that's -5 on top of what it already does. So, that's a thing. Um Probably my favorite one though is the watching a movie. I'll usually, while I'm watching other stuff, just put her in the bottom corner like this, and just watch random stuff with Sylvie. But yeah, um, for sure that is going to be it for today. Um, I am hella tired. I don't know whether or not I'm going to sleep right now, but I am definitely going to need to. I'm going to need to do other stuff to try to stay awake if I'm going to stay awake. Because my brain is not doing its thing properly. Um, I guess hopefully there will be some um hopefully there will be some stream stuff tomorrow and everything. So, look forward to that. Um Definitely as well check out the YouTubes and whatnot for the VODs and everything. And then also, eventually, I'm gonna try and start doing some shorts, maybe. I don't know 100%, but I don't know. I might just try and make some random video content or whatever for YouTube, but We'll see. I have a video editing software that I can use. I just haven't actually I haven't done anything with it in a while because still kind of learning it a little bit, and then also still learning the what am I thinking of? Still learning the I guess the types of videos I want to make. Been debating on trying to do review videos, like because I enjoy critiquing games, like as both art and as something that you engage with. Um, I I want to potentially do some videos in regards to that. We'll see though. Uh, got stuff that I gotta do before all of that, but yeah, is gonna be good. I think if once I figure out all of that stuff. Um, I did have one shorts idea that I think I would need enough people to submit ideas for me to like fully be able to do it. I don't think I can come up with enough. But it was like dumb business ideas, as in like an idea that is supposed to sound good if it's phrased correctly, but is actually a horrible idea. Um, and it is also supposed to be a joke. There's supposed to be a joke with like you are supposed to understand that this is the dumb business idea of the day. And I don't think I can come up with enough stuff for that. Um, Mainly because I also don't think that I could describe something. Um, because like one of the things that could be like dumb business idea is literally the idea of um a spiky bra for basically stopping people from being able to grope you or whatever kind of thing. Like, why is that a dumb business idea? One, because it means you can't wear it under clothing. Like, spiky bras exist, okay? They're usually made out of leather and they're intended for the goth to, be showing off. Um, yeah, they're not designed for everyday wear to stop people from being able to grope you. In fact, honestly, they probably encourage it. I'm not gonna lie, because they're goth people. They like spiky stuff. But either way, uh, yeah, it's just like that's essentially like the whole pitch of that series when I was originally trying to come up with the idea fully, and again, I never fully went through it or through with it because I couldn't come up with enough ideas. uh but it was like it was also supposed to be stuff talking about like, okay, design a game where as for or every single time that you play it, you essentially lose something. Like every single time that you log in to the game, regardless of whether or not it's single player or multiplayer, you have lost like experience, gold, whatever, like that kind of stuff as well. Where it's just like a dumb design decision in a game. But again, it's how do you spin that as a joke? Um, it becomes really really difficult to spin those kinds of things as jokes to where somebody could be like, oh yeah, no, one, I get this is humorous or this is supposed to be satire, and then two, I get that this is or I understand why this is a joke, because they are presenting it in a way to where it sounds like either to a business executive or something that this could be a good idea, but in reality this is just a really really bad idea. um or like to somebody who doesn't know anything about all of this stuff, this could sound like a really good idea up until you realize that like no, it's a horrible idea, because one, the experience would be horrible, and two, the actual like execution of it would be bad. Like bras having underwires and like poking the ribs and other parts, is already a big problem. Like you can use a bra's underwire as a deadly weapon, okay? Those things are sharp. um I do not speak from experience. I've just known a lot of women who have told me that those things hurt. Um and yeah, it's like add spikes to a bra. No. Not especially if it's intended as being worn under clothing. Because then it's not going to work. Yeah. I actually I thought about at one point, like, what if you could make an underwire out of rubber? No idea if that was possible, but like I'm just thinking of something like tire rubber kind of thing, in terms of like how it's flexible but sturdy. So like, you bending a tire is not as easy as the weight of a car bending a tire. But it wants to maintain its shape, etc., and so on. And I was like, I wonder if that would work. Never actually talked to somebody who would know whether or not that shit would work, but such is the nature of being somebody who is someone who comes up with random bullshit ideas but is not able to actually do anything about it. Because like I genuinely still one of these days want to open a clothing line for women that is pants with real pockets, like whether they be yoga pants kind of things or whatever. They're going to be functional pants. They're not going to be pretty, or at least not in terms of, you're not going to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, these pants, they make my butt look good or whatever. Like, no, no, no. You're going to get them because when you put your phone in your friggin' pocket, it fits. And I've told women before, hey, just buy men's jeans. Like, I know it's going to be kind of shitty because they're not going to fit super properly, but that's why you accessorize with a belt, and everything else like that. In fact, buy some that are slightly baggy on you. That's the better option. Because you could even get like cargo pants, and whatnot. Like just have pockets, okay? That's all there is to it. Is like just have legitimate pockets. And yes, what Spleen just said is something that you can do with guys' pants pockets for a lot of various kinds of pants and everything. And it's just like it's amazing how much the discrepancy is. And it's like I like I know it's a conspiracy theory kind of thing, but I still actually do agree with the conspiracy theory of that women's pants don't have pockets that are big because they're trying to force you to have to use a purse. Which is why like any time that I can for, women and everything, I will tell them just buy men's pants and don't care how you look. Because if somebody is checking out your butt anyway, they're going to check out your butt no matter what pants you're wearing. I don't remember what Balin is or Baleen. I do kind of know what you're talking about. But yeah, I don't know why Underwire is not I guess a similar material as like what used to be. Oh yeah. Oh, that's why. It is no longer legal to hunt whales. So yeah. Anywho, yep. Enjoy your dinner, Spleen. I've yacked long enough on the one stuff, but yeah. Do check out the YouTube if you guys can. Hopefully, we will be doing more over there eventually. And until tomorrow night, I will see you. I guess I will see you guys later. See you on the Discord. For now, though, as always, good luck, have fun, and try not to burn anything down. Also, I forgot to say, I'm gonna raid Desert Bus for Hope. So if you guys feel free to stick around, I'm not gonna run any ads after hitting the going offline uh button. But that's just because I don't have the music going. So for those that are sticking around with like Turbo or whatever it is, you're not just tortured with silence the entire time. But yeah, I'm gonna raid Desert Bus for Hope because they are a good group of people. They are not VTubers, so if you are adverse to that, but yeah, they're doing a charity gaming marathon essentially, and it's the night shift people because they runs 24 hours a day, and enjoy uh enjoy hanging out with them and whatnot. Do try to keep it family friendly in their chat, please, because they are a family friendly stream and everything else like that. They're raising money for Child's Play, so it is a children's kind of charity thing. So it is something where being family friendly is important. So yeah, uh, stick around for that, and enjoy the rest of your guys' nights.